Yes, indeed, folks. You'll be glad to hear that UGT Service is coming with me to the cynicalbrit.com, and there'll be brand new ads for you. Yes, I believe we promised them one new one a month. So I'll be stretching the comedy muscles, or attempting to come up with a bunch of lame WoW jokes in order to sell Ventrilo servers. It works, folks. It is incredibly effective. That's because UGT Ventrilo servers are incredibly effective. Nah, I'm a shill, but I'm a very honest shill. There's nothing wrong with our UGT server. If you want to come and maybe check it out, it's the Cynical Brit server now, vent2.ugt-servers.com. Port is 10024. And the password, I honestly can't quite remember. It's on the front page of wcradio.com for the time being. We'll have an interface on our page, no doubt, within the next couple of days. Yes, it's WC Radio. That. Actually, WC Radio Vent. It's weird spelling. You can see it on the front page. It's good stuff. Go interact with people. Go be social. You know you want to. We have a bunch of reasonably good people in there, and a couple of people that, quite frankly, need to be banned. But, you know, it's a mixed community, what can I say? So we've got plenty of emails coming in for this topic here. So I'm going to read a couple of them because there's going to be way too many for the last 15 minutes of the show. So I'll spread these across. Break one of my cardinal rules. There's one here from Kraken Zero. Badge please is my favourite WoW Radio moment. Need I say more? I enjoyed that show. That was a good vent. That was literally, what, 45 minutes of anger? Yeah, I had fun. This one from Steve's from Cadgar. My favourite moment on WoW Radio would have to be the badge, please. Wait a minute. It was really funny at the same time, so true. Well done on that and all episodes. Look forward to seeing your new site. And a double thank you from me and my best mate Looper for putting out your time to do these shows for us. No problem at all. The best moment from True Light on Scenarios was your proposal to Jen on air and the show when Gwenora reappeared on Casually Hardcore pretending he was a drop-in. To be fair, I thought Gwenora was a drop-in. Last time I checked it anyway. What else have we got? To the person I hate more than Hitler. There we go. See, you're getting the idea, Little Rex. Dear TB, I've only been listening to Blue Please for a little over a year, but my favourite moment has to be the song that you wrote for the May the 1st show. As for your rants, they are also epic. I can't pick a single moment that was better than the others. I will follow you to the ends of the earth. That's creepy. Don't do that. I'll have to get a restraining order. That's from Little Rex. We'll do one more, then we'll go to the next topic. I hate Total Biscuit. Yeah. There we go. Haha, not really. Oh. Well, the best of times was the first time I started playing... Oh, wait a minute. No. You're doing it wrong. You're supposed to have the best times of WoW Radio, not WoW. Nobody cares about that. Ah, you're hopeless. I hate you more than you hate me, I can guarantee it. From Vezala Takov, my favourite WoW Radio moment was the first time I heard of it. It was on a YouTube video called Kungan. There was actually a Nopcake news about Kungan speaking to a raid, and it was hilarious. Good luck with the new site from your Bulgarian fan Compression. Hey, Bulgaria. Cool. Awesome. Right, okay, there's plenty more where they came from, and you can continue to email them in as the show goes along to themurloc@gmail.com. Your favourite WoW Radio moments. Share them with the audience today. Right. In the meantime, we've got content to do, so let's get on with it. Now, I have decided to keep this one anonymous because someone asked me to, and I believe they are from the guild in question. So that's cool, but the message still counts. So I was browsing the forums at one point when I noticed an interesting link. And this link led me to a particular guild site. And on this guild forum, there was a guild recruitment forum, as you tend to find. And in the guild recruitment forum, what did we find but a swarm of angry bees? And also a really bad application. Yes, indeed, folks. Why am I talking about a really bad application? Because it illustrates a point very nicely. Now, he's since edited this after being lambasted by the entire guild. But it illustrates a nice point. So, this guy applies to a guild. And this guild calls themselves a casual guild. But, like many casual guilds, they don't muck about. Some people seem to be of the belief that casual means that they will accept any old bull... You know what? Screw it. It's the last show. So if you don't like swearing, tune out now. They will accept any old bullshit from any old twat that decides to come along. Terrible, isn't it? Absolutely 110% atrocious. But in this case, no, they did not. Because, hey, they, ladies and gentlemen, are a reasonable casual guild. There are two kinds of casuals. You've got your mild, moderate, and indeed silent majority of casual players who are perfectly reasonable people. And then you've got the vocal minority of entitled casual players, who make everyone else look bad by comparison. Indeed. Terrible. Now, the gist of this guy's post was he was trying to apply for the guild. He didn't bother to use any punctuation whatsoever. It was all in lowercase, and it didn't provide any of the information that they asked for. And replies came thick and fast. Someone posted a line of punctuation marks and said, add those somewhere between your lines, they're free. He replied, of course, sorry, I don't have the best of grammar, I gave it my best shot. Really? Is that your best shot? Now, there's many other replies here, and these come from the guild leaders. We've got one here. For your application to be seriously considered, we rather insist on our members being able to write at least half decently. While we might be a little more lax in our guild chat or in our private guild forums, we do frown upon an application written in this fashion. Since an application is essentially our basis for a first impression, just as it would be if you're applying for a job, I'm going to be frank with you and say that on the basis of those 4 lines of text, your chances of getting in are 0. However, we realize that not everyone sees the read this first in big capital letters topic that is stickied and announced at the top of the screen in this recruitment subforum. So we do offer people a chance to rewrite their application if they so wish. So click on the link, read the topic, and hit that edit button. And tell us why you would be good for the guild. And there's plenty more stuff where that came from. However, there are 2 kinds of people, ladies and gentlemen. There are the reasonable and there are the unreasonable. The unreasonable are the people that freak out when confronted by constructive criticism, and freak out and get all defensive when they are told that their way is not the way to go. So the reply of this fellow, here it goes. I'm sorry, with 1 R, but a person's spelling and grammar has no effect on the skill in game and rating, and also this is like me saying to someone not from England on Vent that I cannot understand them because their English is too bad. And then, here's the best thing, he posted again, yes, he double posted, within the course of 2 minutes to say, also, as a casual guild, I wouldn't think you would judge people by how they spell as long as they are nice, respect your guild rules, and friendly and casual people. Okay, first things first, guild rules include writing an application that sounds like it was written by someone over the age of 5. In fact, I would put good money on my 6-year-old child being able to write a better application than this guy, using bigger words and more punctuation, and it would be glorious, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it would. He'd get into that guild, that I can guarantee. He doesn't even play World of Warcraft. He'd get in, this guy doesn't. Oh, yes, and a fantastic response straight after that by one of the guilds, of course perfectly spelled. You're right, being defensive and questioning our recruitment requirements is a surefire way to earn brownie points. Yeah, I don't need to really go on. I might mention a couple more of the posts a little bit later on, but you get the gist of it. So this guy writes a terrible app, and his response is absolutely abysmal. And it is. Now here's the real nasty bit at the end. Here's the total misconception that seems to have spread all over the World of Warcraft community. And it's his last response that I will read right now. And he says, sorry, I would like to cancel my application to your guild as it seems to me that this is a hardcore way to go about things. Thanks for looking at my application, but the way you want my application is like applying for a job. Sorry, bear in mind there's absolutely no full stops in any of this. This is one great long sentence. So, if I was going to read it in the style of this guy, it would go something like this. So, excuse me while I breathe very deeply. Sorry, I would like to cancel my application to your guild as this seems to me a hardcore way about going things. Thanks for looking at my crappy application with bad spelling and grammar, but the way you want my application is like applying for a job. Sorry, I'm not applying for a job. I'm applying to a supposed casual guild for fun and enjoyment for a game I pay for. Goodbye and have fun. Also, your spelling isn't the best on most things you have written to me. Go back and check for yourself. Yeah. Wow. You know, it's like talking to an L-core. That's a Mass Effect joke, folks. I'll be here all week. Try the veal, or indeed the fish in the Presidium's lakes. So, it's like Because you require an application, you are a hardcore guild. And this is a hardcore way of going about things. And using hardcore is like it's a dirty word. Oh, this is a hardcore way of going. Like it's an insult of some respect. It's like the same thing with elitism, and yet elitism at least has a tiny little bit of justification for being classified as something bad, regardless of the fact that the dictionary definition of the word, of course, is actually quite positive. It's about being superior. It's about being better. What's wrong with that? When did being better, being superior, suddenly become some kind of curse? Some kind of stigma? When? Oh, blow up the planet if that's going to be the way that we go, because we'll never get anywhere. No, don't strive, folks. No, be subpar. Don't worry, it'll become easier and easier to be subpar, because the par, of course, will be gradually lowered, because the average level of the human race is bloody awful. It's disgusting. If I could breathe fire on these people, I would. In the meantime, I'll just have to do a podcast. It's equally threatening. Hardcore, such a bad word, isn't it? What really defines a hardcore guild? I'm pretty sure it's not defined by the fact that you have an application process. That's not what defines a hardcore guild. That's what defines a good guild. It doesn't even have to be good. It shows that the members are looking to be careful with who they bring into their social group. And there are plenty of organizations, some close to home, some far away, some recently formed, some that have been around for ages, that are not careful with who they bring in. No, it's true. They will literally bring in anything and anyone on the basis of nothing in particular. They don't realize how they would interact with the other people in the group. They don't really realize or indeed care about how much trouble those people might end up being. Yes, indeed. Those people could cause drama. Those people could screw things up. Those people could be manipulative. Those people could be unpleasant to be around. They could be there to cause trouble, push their own agendas. And they don't consider that. Because that would be ridiculous. Because it would be too hardcore. It would be too strict, too elitist. We've got too many rules and regulations here, folks. It's too hardcore. It's not friendly enough. So let's just bring in everyone we possibly can and see what happens. Just throw them all into the pot. I'm sure it'll be fine. And organizations like that do not do very well. Which is why it's a terrible idea for a guild to do that. Which is why you have rules, which is why you have standards and applications, and you adhere to them. Both yourself, and you ensure that they are adhered to by everybody else. You enforce them. You don't have to shout at people, although I do, and it seems to work fine. But you do not have to shout at people. You've just got to enforce rules which are good for everybody. And that includes making sure that your application is a good way of determining how someone's going to fit. And that's a responsibility of both the guild, to have a rigid enough application process to weed out people who will not do very well. And it's also about making sure that you as a potential guild member are putting in the effort. My guild application is like a novel, because I thought putting in the effort and being very detailed is what guilds want. You know what? It's got me to every guild that I've applied to. Simple as that, both casual and hardcore. It impresses people to know that I want to be in your guild enough. Yeah, I want it bad enough that I will willingly go out of my way to write something that took me time. And it did. It took me time to do it. But if you're not spending time, then why? Why should I believe that you will turn up to a raid? It doesn't matter if you're a casual guild that just does one raid a week, or a hardcore guild that raids 5 to 6 times a week. What matters is that I, as a guild leader, can rely on you to be there and do your best. This is how I run my guild. We raid twice a week. We raid for 7 hours a week total. It's casual friendly, folks, but I require people to be there and bring their A game. It's not mutually exclusive. Casual does not mean bad. And if you ever approach an organization like that and they accept that, then that is not an organization that you want to be in. Because I know casual players, they are all around. There are so many of them. The vast majority of people playing WoW are, quote, casual players, but only the vocal minority are entitled casuals that don't care. They have standards, folks, these casual players. They have standards just like hardcore players do. They might be a little different, they might be a little more relaxed, but that doesn't mean they don't have them. And it is insulting to any guild to write a terrible application like that. And I hope against hope, that this guy does not get into any reasonable guild and learns the price of his own laziness. Sadly, positive discrimination and indeed incentivizing, bringing in, it's like, oh, it's okay, we'll let you in, we'll help you along. Doesn't make people better. Only the stick, folks. Only the stick. My name's Total Biscuit, you are listening to Blue Please for the last time on WCURadio.com, moving over to CynicalBrit.com come next week with the start of Season 4. Sounds good. Gonna be fun. Rhapsody, folks. Emerald Sword, a classic of the Blue Please pre-show. You love it. Enjoy.